Okay guys, today I'm going to be talking about DC's New 52, the first storyline for my favorite superhero, Aquaman. This is like the first 6 issues of the Aquaman series, and it's called Aquaman the Trench. What's really good about this arc is it's the perfect love letter to Aquaman for people who are long-term Aquaman fans, and it's the perfect introduction to Aquaman for people who haven't really read the character at all. So, for people who haven't read it before, it's a very simple story. It's not complicated, but it introduces Aquaman. It lets you know his character, his powers, his supporting cast. You get introduced to Mera, and that's what I really love about this whole series, especially this arc, is Mera plays a big part. So Mera is basically Aquaman's love interest. She's, yeah, she always travels around with him, and she gets a lot of development in the whole entire series, including the first 6 issues. So you get introduced to those characters, you get introduced to his relationship with his brother and being king of Atlantis. He's not king of Atlantis yet in this story, but you get to know about the mythology of Aquaman and how Atlantis works. Plus that, again, and it's also a great love letter to Aquaman fans, because what they did in the first issue and they did throughout the series was they played with the fact that at the time of this series was created, Aquaman was kind of a joke. He still kind of is. I think it's gotten better in the past few years, but back then it was just really a joke. Aquaman was kind of a joke character, mostly because of the Super Friends cartoon. And this series did a great way of showing, they incorporated that into how the people in the comic universe viewed Aquaman as a superhero. And to that, they really showed why Aquaman's not a joke, why he is a great superhero. And they really just attacked all the different arguments. And it wasn't just like whining, like, oh, Aquaman. They like had stuff to back up why he's a great hero. So that's why, like, that's why it's kind of a love letter to Aquaman fans, because you get all the things you loved about him, and it's just somebody justifying your love. Like, I would recommend this to any Aquaman fan. You should definitely read this, but also if you are at all interested in him, this is the perfect way to get into it. That's why of the New 52 first arcs, this is probably one of the best, because none of the others introduce their character as well. It feels like this is the beginning of the story. And besides all that stuff, it's just a good story in general. The villains are very interesting, these trench dwellers. It's a great design. It looks scary and kind of threatening, but that's the whole thing. This whole issue, the whole story was completely well drawn. Aquaman looks great. I love how they drew his costume. It looks very classic, but still kind of adapted. I love his trident. Again, Mera. If you look at Mera, it's a silly costume, but they really make it work in the story. And as I said, these monsters he has to fight, they're threatening enough and have a good enough design that you're really interested in it, and they have a good enough backstory that you're interested in them, and they're good villains. But again, I think the first story of superhero should be more about the hero, and they realize that they don't take away from Aquaman. This is still Aquaman's story, so they're not intrusive. And also, the very ending, there's this one scene with this one little kid talking to Aquaman. I'm not going to say what happens, but again, if you're an Aquaman fan, it's just going to make you so happy. So that's my review of this story. I think you should check out the whole series, but definitely at least read the first 6 issues. They're definitely in volume form right now. It's been a few years. But pick it up. It's really good, and it's just an enjoyable read.